I know for a lot of us video gamers, fans of Nintendo 3DS, we've had a lot of good memories with our little tiny handheld consoles. But in 8 days, as of this video is being recorded, it is no longer possible to make purchases in Nintendo eShop for the Wii U system and for the Nintendo 3DS family of systems. It is no longer possible, it will no longer be possible to download free content, including game demos. So, very sad thing. We kind of saw this coming as of last year. If you guys recall, in 2020, there were certain dates, and I think it says over here as well, you weren't able to basically add funds via a Nintendo eShop card. And then as of the May that same year, you weren't able to add funds using a credit card. So you had to directly buy video games from the eShop. So essentially, what you want to do is go into your Nintendo 3DS, and if you want to buy a game, you have to use a credit card directly. You couldn't add funds. You couldn't use a Nintendo Shop card, which I'm pretty sure you won't be able to see cards no more via like GameStop or certain similar stores like that. Pretty sad, man, that this is happening. I mean, it makes sense. Obviously, Nintendo 3DS has been around for a very long time, and it happens in every single cycle of video game consoles. But the Nintendo 3DS was a pretty popular console. I mean, the games were goated. There's just no way to put it. I mean, the games were phenomenal, and I would probably attribute to the popularity of Nintendo DS, the original DS as well. There were very good games as well, and I think the 3DS made a really good job in polishing what the DS was kind of missing in a way. But I think the 3DS overall was a phenomenal piece of work. Now, if you guys want to recall, about what were the greatest games ever, obviously that's very subjective depending on who you talk to. But I have pulled up the stat sheet of the top selling units for Nintendo 3DS. We got Mario Kart. Mario Kart 7. I'm pretty sure everybody has played a Mario Kart game on a Nintendo 3DS, and this was definitely one of them. I remember this game. This game was very fun, especially even playing in single mode or offline mode. It was still a very fun game. Next up, you have Pokemon X and Y, which were very controversial in retrospective, but in hindsight, they were a phenomenal game. I didn't get to play these games when they came out, but nonetheless, they were good until people started realizing years later that these games were definitely missing something. And then you have Pokemon Sun and Moon. Obviously, really good games. I think these were probably like the most underrated pair of games in the Pokemon series. And obviously, we do have the Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon series, but I think these games here were actually good. They actually contained very good qualities in regards to story, character development, and the Pokemon in general. Next up, we have is the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. These were the games. I would say Omega Ruby and Pokemon X were the ones that got me back into playing Pokemon, and it took me to new heights. I've played competitive Pokemon. I've met a lot of great people online, and I got to salute to Nintendo 3DS too because I've met a lot of people online through Pokemon, but without Nintendo 3DS or the games themselves, I don't even think I would have a YouTube channel to begin with. So shout out to these games. Obviously, me owning Emerald for the first time ever when I was a kid, and then playing these games, man, it was such a nostalgic trip. It was unbelievable. And of course, you got the obligated Super Mario 2 game. Everyone has played that. Everyone has also played Animal Crossing New Leaf. This was the go-to game everybody played. Super Mario 3D Land, which actually ended up getting the Switch quote unquote deluxe. I forgot if it's a deluxe or enhanced version on the Switch. That's pretty good for them. Smash Bros. If you didn't own the other consoles, you definitely were able to get Smash on a 3DS, which was pretty cool. Then I got the aforementioned Ultra Sun and Moon sitting at number 9 at 9.12 million pieces, which is that's a pretty big number for a re-release. I don't think these games were that great, but hey, teach their own. And Tomodachi Life, which I believe is a Japanese exclusive game. I'm not sure if this ever came out in the United States. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sitting at there at number 10. But man, there's a lot of games that I played here that made the top 10 in the most sellers. That's crazy. We take a look at the Wii U here. We got Mario Kart 8 3D World. Oh, this is the game. 3D World was the one that made it to the Switch. And then this also made it to the Switch as well. Super Smash, of course, for Wii U. Splatoon, Nintendo Land, Super Mario Maker, which ended up getting a lot of iterations. Luigi U, that's interesting. The Wind Waker, because everybody loves an enhanced version of Zelda. Mario Party 10. Yeah, that's a lot of crazy stuff here. And so here is the actual like website. Now I don't have my actual 3DS shop, but I'm going to assume these games are going to be reflective in the Nintendo eShop before it's shut down release. So Smash Bros is right there. Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn, Ultra Sun and Moon, Monster Hunter. You guys are fans of those games. You got Metroid Samus Returns. And some of these do actually have free demos, like I mentioned with these two. You probably will see them right there. So if you want to like research before you buy stuff, I definitely recommend going onto Nintendo.com store to see what they have. Just just to gauge whether or not there's free demos. But obviously, you can look yourselves on Nintendo 3DS. I will say the UI for the Nintendo 3DS eShop is kind of slow. Obviously, it's outdated hardware, but I would definitely recommend looking online before making a final purchase. Always check the reviews. Always check, the gamer ratings, community ratings to see whether the game is good or not. Does it perform well on the Nintendo 3DS before you make an informed decision? So, Yokai Watch, Team Kirby Clash Deluxe. I would say probably games that were not Pokemon related. Definitely, I did end up playing Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask on the 3DS. Although I would definitely recommend more Ocarina of Time because Majora's Mask does have a tiny bit of issues when it comes to performance and some graphical glitches experiences that I've seen. So I would stick with Ocarina of Time. Definitely one of my favorite games playing. And obviously, Zelda being Zelda. I mean, who's not gonna play Zelda? Detective Pikachu is right there as well. You got the Lego series as well. A lot of Kirby games. Kirby is a very, very good franchise. It might be a little bit childish, but hey, Kirby is goated. You got the Mega Man Legacy, you got Star Wars, Super Mystery Dungeon. Oh man, this is bringing back a ton of memories. Pikmin games, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's definitely a lot more games that I would definitely recommend, like the Mario Kart, Mario Party, um, Bowser's Inside Story. Man, those are really good games overall. Shout out to Nintendo 3DS. Now, I can't really relate to the Wii U because I never played on the Wii U, but I've heard some good things about it. I feel like the reason why we have the Switch now is because the Wii U existed. I think the Switch is what the Wii U was supposed to be, and even though the Wii U did kind of flop in terms of sales and all that, I think the Wii U crawled so that the Nintendo Switch could walk. So there you have it. Let me know any memories that you guys have in regards to the eShop closing. It actually closes in about, looking at the calendar right now, it's in about 8 days since this video is being recorded. So let me know what you guys think. Sad days, but hey, you know what that means. Hopefully, we get to see a new iteration of Nintendo Switch. Maybe this year or next year, but who knows? It's your boy Franklin signing out. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button on your way out. Peace.